Hello and welcome to Thompson Field for a men's soccer matchup between the Virginia Tech Hokies and Gardiner-Webb running Bulldogs. The Virginia Tech Hokies come into this game with a record of 5-2-1 after tying Boston College in their last game 2-2 right here in Thompson Field.
Yeah, that game was all Tech until about the 88th minute when Boston College netted one very late to force overtime. Neither team could score in both overtimes, and Boston College escaped with the huge in-conference point and escaped Thompson Field with the draw against the thin number 18 ranked Hokies.
Yeah, and since then, Virginia Tech has now dropped to 22 in the country, so they'll be looking to gain some momentum and get raised back up in the standings. For Gardiner-Webb, they come into this game 4-3-1 and on a two-game win streak, having beaten George Mason and Fairfax 3-2 in overtime. And in their last game, they defeated the Longwood Lancers in their Big South opener 3-1. So Virginia Tech coming to this game, not having lost a game to Gardiner-Webb so far. They're 3-0-1 against the visitors, and their last matchup was about a year ago in August 26th of 2018, where they defeated the Gardiner-Webb running Bulldogs 2-1 in Harrisonburg. And the last time that Gardiner-Webb came to visit the Hokies here at Thompson Field was actually Halloween of 2010, where they lost 5-0. So the past fixtures looking good for the Hokies, but this Gardiner-Webb team haven't lost it in 5 games. Their last loss was in Furman on September 16th, so both teams looking pretty strong in the history having to go to the Hokies.
Yeah, and their last 2 losses, you mentioned against Furman and then South Carolina, both of those losses came in very tight overtime games, and it's always tough playing a very hot team in Gardiner-Webb. But for Virginia Tech, they've been hot against non-conference opponents going undefeated. It's in the ACC where they've struggled. So maybe coming back home, taking on a non-conference opponent in Gardiner-Webb, they'll be able to take home the victory over this extremely hot running Bulldog team.
And there you have it, folks. Once again, in a couple minutes, we'll have the game ready for you guys between Virginia Tech Hokies and Gardiner-Webb. Kickoff just moments away here at Thompson Field as we get ready for a matchup between the Gardiner-Webb Bulldogs and the Virginia Tech Hokies. And here are your starting lineups for tonight. Starting for Virginia Tech in goal, we have Matthias Swaneveld, Will Mejia, number 3, Sievert Haugley, number 5, John Ingenson, number 6, Brendan Moyers, number 7, Nico Kwashi, number 8, James Kasak, number 9, Daniel Pereira, number 13, Nicole Clark-Smith, number 15, Christo Strickler, and number 31, Jacob Blumler.
And meanwhile for Gardiner-Webb, they have their lineup with number 2, Lourdes Lillimose, number 4, Simon Olsen, number 6, Hendrik Kortgaard, number 9, Pedro Benito, number 10, Oscar Vang, who's the running Bulldogs goal leaders to this point in the season. They follow that up with number 17, Eden Hernandez, number 18, Alain Delgado, number 23, Jorge Salgado, number 30, Samuel Catherall, number 34, Dylan Dominguez, and in goal for the running Bulldogs is number 13, Daniel Husa. And the head coach of the running Bulldogs in his 32nd season, a long-tenured coach in Tony Setzer. So a long-time experienced coach for the running Bulldogs. How do you see that affecting not only recruiting, but experience of the game?
Well, of course, you can see that a coach as him has knowledge not about only the team but the area and has that specific style of play that he likes to play with. And he's recruiting players that he knows will fit his system, and players see him and they know, hey, this is a guy that will take me under his wing, and he'll not just use me and waste my time, but he'll actually be playing me, he'll be using me in his system, coming out here to get some experience.
As starting lineups are going through here, who stands out for you for the Virginia Tech side?
Well, for me, it would have to be Christo Strickler. he is leading this team in points so far. In 8 games, he has 5 goals and 3 assists, and he's the leader in both of those categories. And he'll be looking to do some more damage tonight.
Meanwhile, key players for Gardner-Webb are number 10, Oscar Vang, who leads the team in goals and points. 5 goals, 12 points. He doesn't lead the team in assists. That goes to Jorge Salgado, who's also starting for the Running Bulldogs tonight. Team leader in assist with 3, only 1 point behind with 11 points, 4 goals for Salgado.
And as we said, this Running Bulldogs team coming in red hot, winning 2 in a row. As we said earlier, a victory against the Patriots of George Mason and a victory in Farmville against the Longwood Lancers. Haven't lost a game in 5 games, and including 4 wins and 1 tie. Meanwhile, Virginia Tech, last time out, they were here in Thompson Field when they tied Boston College 2-2. But as history shows, they have the upper edge against these Running Bulldogs.
Yeah, and this should definitely be a great game, as you mentioned. Virginia Tech kind of taking the series of the past few meetings, but with these Running Bulldogs coming in red hot, winning their past 5 games, and Virginia Tech seeming to struggle a little bit more in their recent conference matchups, it should be a very competitive game with both teams thinking they can take the win.
On the horizon for the Hokies, they'll be looking ahead to Clemson on Saturday. Clemson currently ranked number 6 in the country, a very tough team here in the ACC. As we get ready to start kickoff here, Running Bulldogs attacking from right to left. They will have kickoff first. Tonight's officials, the man with the whistle, Lucas Feathers, and his assistants, Heath Hickson and John Lesniak.
And here comes Enter Salmon, the famous song made here in Blacksburg, Virginia. And it's got to hype up the players. You're back home after taking a bit of a rough stretch of the past few games. Of course, their last game was here at Thompson against Boston College, but it definitely pays off a lot more to have that home field advantage, to be here with your fan base supporting you.
And, of course, we have a decent-sized crowd here tonight.
Yeah, Gardner-Webb is not used to playing in front of huge crowds. 2 of their games this season, the attendance has been under 100. With their last home game against Longwood, their attendance was 173. So a big crowd by Virginia Tech could potentially stir the favor to Virginia Tech. The Running Bulldogs' lone game where their attendance was over 1,000 was at South Carolina, and that was a loss in double overtime.
And of course here, Enter Sandman still playing. Referee backing out of the center circle. Looks like we're moments away from this kickoff. And there goes the whistle as the ball gets rolling, ready for some of the beautiful game. Once again, for 3304 Sports, I'm Rodrigo Aviles alongside my partner Tyler Katz, as the Running Bulldogs have the ball right now, passing it along the back.
Very defensive start for Gardner-Webb, not trying to do too much with it early.
Ball goes up in the air, lands down for a Bulldog, but now gives it over to the Hokies. Playing it out wide for Christo Strickler, who passes it back down to Brandon Moyers.
And if you're Gardner-Webb's defense, you have to be thinking, Christo Strickler is the biggest threat on the field for Virginia Tech. So my goal, if I'm Coach Setzer, is how do I contain him? And not only that, you can't get distracted with one guy. How do I contain the entire Hokies offense while still getting our own opportunities?
And of course, as the long ball goes down for Nico Kwashi on the top of the 18, crosses it in, but it's cleared out by Gardner-Webb, out for the Virginia Tech throw-in. And of course, that's exactly right. Virginia Tech having some other attacking options. Up top, Nico Kwashi and Brendan Moyers will be looking to do some damage as the ref blows for the foul. A free kick for Virginia Tech.
And this could be a big opportunity. Virginia Tech has shown in their past few games, especially against non-conference opponents, they've shown they can convert on those free kicks. and be able to create a lot of opportunities from them. So Gardner-Webb not starting off well, drawing the foul early.
And of course, Virginia Tech has some big guys, such as John Igginson, their center back, who's 6'1". As the cross goes in, looking for a Hokie, and it misses everyone. Goes out for the goal kick.
And what Virginia Tech is going to try to do, and we just saw it there on the free kick, they're going to go for the goal every time. They're not going to try and set someone up. They're going to try to go for the kill. They're going to try to aim for the back of the net when they get a chance. Sometimes playing a little bit selfish can be a little better, especially against a team like the Running Bulldogs, who have scored plenty of goals in their 5-game win streak.
And the trend so far for the Hokies, at least, is they've scored first in every game so far, all but one of their matches, hoping to keep that streak alive. The Hokies averaging 2 goals a game while giving up just 1, as the Hokies are back on the ball with Brendan Moyers passing it out wide, and it's cleared out right into the hands of the keeper. It was Nico Kwashi who was trying to dribble into the box, but the ball was stripped there by the Gardner defenders as it falls into the hands of Daniel Huza, rolling it out for Alain Delgado. The Gardner-Webb center back finds his teammate in the middle. Ball going out wide. And the ball goes out, so it'll be a Hokie throw-in. Jacob Blumler to take it. He'll pass it off to Will Mejia for the throw-in. Playing it back. Hokies go out wide to Nicole Clark-Smith. Out wide again. Hokies approaching the midfield. Pass it back. Now passes out wide for Blumler, who'll return it. Ball now to the left side. Nico Kwashi making the run, but the ball will go back to Siver Hogley. Looks for the long ball for Stickler. He gets to it. Ball on the right side goes back for Blumler. Blumler back into the middle. And Gardner-Webb steals it and draws the foul as well. Be a free kick for Gardner-Webb.
A very smart play by Gardner-Webb in drawing the foul against Virginia Tech, getting that free kick by Huza, who's coming out of the penalty box, and trying to get the ball out of the Virginia Tech attacking zone is going to be the key tonight for Gardner-Webb. You just keep it in your attacking zone and the goals will find themselves.
Kasak on the ball for the Hokies. Goes out wide to Blumler again, right on the right side. Takes the space, goes forward, cuts it back. Plays it back for Mejia. Mejia takes it out wide again. Hokies still going forward. Ball is Kasak's feet again. Retreats, goes back. Long ball to the other side for Mejia. Brings it down with a lovely first touch. Goes out wide to Blumler. Early in this game, Virginia Tech content with keeping the ball, just playing it back, playing it around, keeping possession, looking for the space, looking for the options, looking for the runs. Hokies still on the ball with Kasak. As he dribbles, beats 2 defenders, he keeps on going forward, drops it back down for Pereira, who will go wide for Blumler. Beats the defender, back to Pereira. Pereira takes the touch forward. Hokies threatening as they approach the 18-yard line. Ball goes out wide for Clark-Smith, takes on the defender, lovely move there, cuts back in, looking for the cross, whips it in, and it's cleared out by Gardner-Webb. It was Oscar Vang clearing the ball out for the Running Bulldogs, but the Hokies are back on it. Blumler once again passing it back for Mejia. In the middle for Hogley, trying to find Stickler, but the ball was deflected by the Running Bulldogs, and now will be a corner for the Hokies.
Virginia Tech doing a great job to this point in the game, applying a lot of pressure against Gardner-Webb. Now Gardner-Webb, in their winning streak, has allowed a goal in every game except for the first one against Wofford. So Virginia Tech knows they're going to be able to score on Gardner-Webb. So for Virginia Tech, in their mind, it's not if but when.
Of course, Gardner-Webb not looking forward to letting that happen as the cross goes in, cleared out by Webb once again. Ball back to the Hokies. Ball to the feet of Pereira, who passes it to Kasak. Kasak crosses it in, looking for Haugley. Haugley takes a header and passes it back to Iggenson, who's outside looking for a cross, and it falls in the middle, and it's a goal! A great goal. It's a header from Christo Stickler.
And he does it again. We were talking about this before the game. Christo Strickler able to find the back of the net again. Just a shot that fooled Husa, and it's 1-0 Hokies here early in the 7th minute of play.
A cross from Iggenson on the left side. The captain passes it to the other captain, Christo Strickler, who takes the header right into the bottom left corner, right past Husa for the early lead. And once again, the Hokies score first. Just 8 minutes in here into the first half. Hokies go up 1-0.
The last time in this winning streak where Gardner-Webb was scored on before they scored was Game 3 against Georgia State. That game ended up being a 2-2 draw. So the favor is definitely on the side of Virginia Tech being able to score first. The last time that happened for Gardner-Webb, it was a draw, not a win. So a very good sign for Virginia Tech to come out of here with at least a point in the standings.
And the cross came seeming to come from nothing. Strickler diving for the ball. It didn't look like he got all of a sudden. The ball was in the back of the net. And the Hokies, just like that, from a play that didn't seem too dangerous, goes up 1-0. Gardner-Webb now, for the first time in the attacking third of Virginia Tech as they get ready for a big throw-in. First shot of the game for the Hokies, and it's a goal. Once again, they have a 1-0 here. Shot there by Gardner-Webb, and it's deflected and going out for the corner kick. Oscar Vang will go take the corner.
And that Virginia Tech goal, that really came a result of Virginia Tech being very aggressive in their attacking third, putting a lot of pressure on not only the Running Bulldog defense, but in their goalie and Husa as well. Putting a lot of pressure, and not a typical shot were the factors that led to that Virginia Tech goal. They were expecting a powerful shot off a powerful leg, and it wasn't that. It was more so a weak shot that found the corner of the net.
Wang whips it in for the Running Bulldogs. And it looks like it went off the Running Bulldogs, so it'll be a goal kick for Virginia Tech. Swaneveld, the goalkeeper for Virginia Tech, getting ready to play it out. Plays it to Mejia. Mejia once again goes out wide to Blumler. Playing it back in the middle for Pereira. Goes out wide to Clark Smith. The trend still seeming to be the same here. Virginia Tech on the ball, playing the possession, having Gardner-Webb pinned back.
And that had to have been the game plan coming into today's game for Virginia Tech. Pinning for Gardner-Webb against their own goal, not giving them too many looks, and when they do, having either the defense or relying in Swaneveld to stop it.
Webb looks for the 1-2, but the ball falls to Blumler, who heads it back to his goalkeeper. Swaneveld playing out wide for Nicole Clark Smith. Smith taking it forward. Goes out wide to Kasak. Kasak taking it forward, looks for the long ball, looking for Kuishi, but unable to get there. Well intercepted by Oscar Vang, who gives it a big hit upfield. Ball falls down for Gardner-Webb. Stolen there by Moyers. Moyers plays it out wide for Kasak. Once again, Virginia Tech still on the ball. Ball goes wide to Blumler. Here on the right side. Plays it in for Pereira. Pereira taking on defenders with a nice meg there. Goes to the ground, but The ref says no foul. Ball goes back to Virginia Tech. Clark Smith goes out wide for Kasak. In the middle for Moyers. Moyers for a lovely chip looking for Quishy. Will he get there? Good defensive play there by the running Bulldogs. They're going up top. Looks for Pedro Benito. Intercepted. Hokie ball once again with Kasak. Looking for Pereira. Now it's the running Bulldogs with the ball. Pedro Benito from España, from Spain, on the ball. Loses it, and now will be a free kick for Virginia Tech.
And that is the opposite of what you're looking for as Gardner-Webb. As we mentioned previously, Virginia Tech has been pinning Gardner-Webb against their own goal, and the free kick just allows them to reset, draw something up, and pin them even further, not allowing Gardner-Webb to get any look at the ball so far. The possession game has been dominated by the Hokies.
Virginia Tech once again on the ball. This time it's Moyers. Looks for Stickler. Stickler gets it. Looks up, finds Moyers. Ball goes back to the feet of Will Mejia. Mejia goes forward. Plays it out to Bloomler, who gets the Meg, but the ball gets taken away. Good steal there from Pereira. Now it's Hokies against on the ball with Moyers. Ooh, beats two defenders, gets chopped down there. Will be a free kick. Gardner-Webb's starting to look a little frustrated, bringing down these Hokie players, and some teammates. Looks like they're arguing between each other there. Looks like it's Cortegord and Lourdes Lamoose. And misplayed there by Sievert Hauglis. Now will be a throw-in for Gardner-Webb.
Well, you have to be a little bit annoyed if you're Gardner-Webb. Of course, you're not getting any looks at the ball. You're not getting it into your attacking third. And you're not even primarily getting it into your mid-third. As I mentioned previously, the possession game being dominated by Virginia Tech. So, of course, they're going to be frustrated because they have not been able to do anything to this point.
Yeah, that's exactly right. At like 2-3 passes that Gardner have, they're giving it away, and then the Hokies keep on going forward. Once again, Hokies on the ball. It's Kasak approaching the 18-yard line, does a couple step-overs, takes it out wide to the goal line, crosses it in, tries to find Stickler, and there it is. Number 2, it's a goal for Stickler. His second goal of the game from the header. Kasak whips it in, and a thunderous header this time to the left side of Husak.
And Husa has just not been able to find his rhythm. The last save attempt looked almost lackluster, like he knew he was beat. A slow reach up to get it, and just a look at defeat after it goes in. But Strickler, his 7th of the year, and the Hokies a 2-0 lead here in the 14th minute of play. So the Hokies dominating Gardner-Webb early.
As you said, Husa standing still, frozen in his steps, as Stickler gets his second of the goal of the game from the cross from James Kasak to put the Hokies up 2-0 here. Gardner-Webb will need to wake up now as the ball is given away to Husa right to the feet of Keys. Tries to find Stickler. Gets cleared out, but now it's back to Kasak. Kasak on the ball. Lovely move there, cuts it in, another cross in. Stickler once again in the header, but this time not as fortunate as the ball goes out for a goal kick.
And we keep seeing that same game plan from Virginia Tech, the be aggressive, the never take the foot off the gas pedal, and you just want to set that into the minds of Gardner-Webb to almost lower their confidence and say, you're not going to be able to do anything against us, and to prove it, here's 2 goals.
And now this Gardner-Webb defense, manned by the captain Alain Delgado, shaking their heads now, giving away 2 similar goals, 2 crosses and 2 headers to Christo Strickler. Only 5'10", but showing his skill and his power there to get the headers. Gardner-Webb this time on the ball. They give it away to the Hokies once again. It's Pereira. Passes it to the middle for Moyer. Moyer finds Kasak with a lovely ball using the outside of his foot. Kasak on the ball. Takes the shot. right over the crossbar, going out for the goal kick.
Well, the last time Gardiner-Webb allowed the first 2 goals in a game was back on August 30th against number 21 at the time, the Charlotte 49ers. They ended up losing that game 3-0, so Gardiner-Webb needs to turn things around and fast. They still have a lot of time in this game to come back, but they need to show some signs of life, and they haven't done it so far.
That's exactly right. As this time the ball falls down to Edin Hernandez for the Gardner-Webb Raging Bulldogs. Ball goes in to the hands of Swaneveld. Plays it out wide for Mejia. Hokies once again on the ball, just passing it around in the back. Mejia goes to Eggenson, who plays it out wide to Clark Smith. Clark Smith to Kasak on the left side. Dribbling, takes the defenders, beats the defenders using his pace, whips it back in one more time. Lovely skill there by Oscar Vang to clear the ball out with the back heel. Big ball up top.
And as soon as Gardiner-Webb has a man downfield to receive it in Jorge Salgado, there are 3 Hokies in maroon right there to intercept it and take away that momentum, that possession from Gardiner-Webb. Of course, they have a throw-in now, but that allows all 11 members of Virginia Tech to be in the Gardiner-Webb attacking third and stop a drive before it even begins.
Salgado with the throw-in. He has quite an arm, sends it right into the 18-yard box. Ball falls to Wang, who tries the bicycle, sends it sky high over the crossbar. It would have been a great goal if he could have gotten good contact on that. Jumps up, tries to make the bicycle, but ball not even close to the goal, and it'll be a goal kick for Virginia Tech. Swanevald plays it once again to Mejia, who will go out wide to Blumler. Gardner-Webb this time applying more pressure. It seems like they've waken up. Ball goes to Salgado, who loses it. Now on the feet of Moyers. Goes inside for Haugley. Out wide for Kasak. We'll play it back to Nicole Clark-Smith. Finds Mejia. Mejia to Blumler. Ball lost there from Pereira. Now it's the Racing Bulldogs on the ball. And the ref will bring it back. Pereira pulling one of the Gardner-Webb players, so it's a free kick for them.
And Gardner-Webb has had the possession here so far, but the ball has stayed in the mid-third, and when it gets into the attacking third, it's been primarily
And it's a ball in for Gardner-Webb, a shot off, but right to the hands of Swaneveld.
And the first shot on goal for Gardner-Webb finally getting a look. And if you're Gardner-Webb, you have to take that shot and produce on it. Keep going. You know what you have to do to get a shot off now.
And that's Gardner-Webb's first shot on target in the game. Coming about 20 minutes in, it was Dylan Dominguez. Once again, Virginia Tech on the ball, playing it in their back line. Blumler here on the right touch line. Goes back for Ingenson. Finds Clark Smith. Long ball over the top, looking for Stickler. He gets there, but right into the hands of Huza.
And a bit of a dynamic change there from Huza, as where previously he would have stayed position, stayed in net. He comes out here being aggressive to take on Strickler, and it ended up working as it's back to Gardner-Webb. And as I speak, a Virginia Tech throw-in as it goes out of the touchline at about midfield.
Yeah, misplaced pass there. Trying to find Oscar Vang, but he's unable to get to it. And that's exactly what Gardner-Webb need. They need to get more pressure up. They need to start pressing this Hokie team, who are just content with having the ball, playing it with at their feet. They're down 2-0 here with 25 minutes left in the first half, and they'll need to make something happen, start getting those shots and start getting the passes in as the ball goes out wide for Kasak. Kasak taking on Dominguez. Finds another cross, and this time it's deflected. Ball cleared out by Lilimos. Goes out for the Virginia Tech throw-in. Quick throw-in. Ball to Clark Smith. Finds Pereira, who sends it out wide for Blumler, but couldn't find him there, so now it'll be a Gardner-Webb throw-in.
A bit of a dynamic change in the past 5 to 10 minutes. No longer is Virginia Tech pressuring their attacking third. It's been more so a mid-third game. They have the 2 goals, and to me it seems like they're taking the foot off the gas pedal a little bit. No longer are you seeing those shots as soon as the ball gets there on Huza. It's been more so keeping possession and keeping the ball away from Gardner-Webb.
And a substitution for the Virginia Tech Hokies as Nico Quashie comes off and Nick Blacklock comes in for the Hokies. He'll be filling in that striker role alongside Christo Strickler. And I think you were right with your assessment right there, Tyler, that Virginia Tech seems to just be playing the ball. They have the 2-0 lead as the ball goes out wide for Blumler right on the goal line. Loses it, cleared out there by Oscar Vang, trying to find Salgado. The Gardner-Webb strikers, Pedro Benito and Salgado, seem to just be isolated, not really clicking, their team not even being able to find them with their passes. And those two will need to get more active because they are the primary attackers and primary goal scorers here for this Gardner-Webb team.
And we've seen on multiple occasions when there is a running Bulldog pass upfield, there's just one lone Gardner-Webb player standing there. No help and no support.
Ball once again at Blumler's feet. And the ball will find Husa's hands as he rolls it out. Ball goes back to Husa, and this time big kick falls to the Virginia Tech players. It's Pereira. Pereira still on the ball, dribbling it, having the touches. Ball goes out wide to James Kasak. Back in Pereira, who goes inside trying to find one of his teammates, and is stolen there by Gardner-Webb, and it's a big shot. And it goes right out. Swinneveld was out of his goal, and it was Jorge Salgado who looked up, saw that Swinneveld was right outside the 18-yard box, looks for the shot, and the ball goes wide. Good attempt there. Cheeky little play from him there.
Yeah, when you see an opportunity, especially down too early, you got to take it. And a very smart play by Gardner-Webb, just a little bit off target.
It was unexpected. The ball was sailing there. It was hard to see where it was going to land, and eventually the ball goes out wide. Matthias Swinneveld would probably be a little bit embarrassed if that ball had gone in, but fortunately for him, ball goes out of bounds, and now it's Virginia Tech attacking. Blacklock on the ball, getting his first touches of the game. The ball goes out for the Gardner-Webb throw. Pedro Benitez on the ball for Gardner-Webb. Finds Salgado. Little foul there from Virginia Tech. It was Ignason. Gardner-Webb once again on the ball. Oscar Vang crossing the field trying to find Dominguez. Ball stolen again from Virginia Tech. Moyer's on the ball. Out wide for Blumler. Goes inside for Pereira. Switches the field to Kasak, who's been doing a great job on the left side, taking on defenders, beating them, using his speed and his skill. As we saw, he was the one who got the great cross in to get Stickler's second goal.
More recently from Gardner-Webb, they're not used to being down, especially this early in games. You start to see a pattern whenever they get the ball. They start sprinting, they start running and panicking that we have to do something with this. We can't lose it again. So the past few times they've had their possession, they've been running a bit frantic to get the ball off.
Ball cleared out by Kusa, but falls to Mejia. Virginia Tech on the ball. Strickler trying to get a touch there, but it's intercepted by Delgado. Plays it back to Husa. Husa going out wide to Vang. Switches the field to Dominguez. Gardner-Webb still on the ball this time. Seems like they're getting their composure together. Getting some passes on the ball. Getting some touches. Ball goes out to Husa. Finds Pedro Benitez.
And this is a dynamic shift to where Gardner-Webb would get more comfortable. I think at this level, a team would get more comfortable over time, especially being frantic early. But for Virginia Tech, you have to start to worry because this is coming very early off both of Strickler's goals. You don't want to have Gardner-Webb get too comfortable right now. And it's always said a 2-goal lead is the most dangerous one because all of a sudden you're comfortable, 1 goal goes in, and the other team is right back in it. So Virginia Tech needs to be more careful here instead of just controlling the ball.
Yeah, as you said, they seem to have let their foot off the gas a little bit. Still maintaining possession, still passing it, going out wide. Blumler, Kasak having great balls out wide, and the ball goes in for Strickler. Tries to get a touch right in front of the goal, and he shoots it, and it's the hat trick! Another goal for Christo Strickler.
And a first half hat trick for Christo Strickler, 24 minutes into the game. And it's pretty much the running Bulldogs against Christo Strickler tonight, his 8th of the season.
It was Blumler who finds the ball over the top, falls to the feet of Strickler. Looked like Alain Delgado, tried to get a touch to it. Strickler brings it down, gets his angles all right. Deflection there from Husa, but the ball goes in. And a hat trick in the first half for Strickler. That's 8 goals on the season for him.
Yeah, especially for Strickler, having 38% of his season goals come in 24 minutes of gameplay tonight. Strickler, have yourself a half against the running Bulldogs. And we were just mentioning that Virginia Tech was taking their foot off the gas pedal, and almost immediately Strickler finds the back of the net.
Right as I say that, the Hokies make me put my words back in my mouth as Blumler with a lovely ball finds Strickler. Strickler is cool as a cucumber with the finish. Virginia Tech still attacking. This time it's Mejia going up top near the goal line looking to find a cross. Mejia still on the ball. Takes on the defenders surrounded by Racing Bulldogs. Hokies still on the ball. This time it's Ignason. Looks for the shot. Nothing there for Husa to worry about.
Yeah, just a grounder, almost a gift for Husa. He gets credited with the save, and that's got to be one of the easiest saves he's had to make in his career. Just reach down and pick the ball up.
With 17 minutes left in the first half, the Hokies have a 3-0 lead here over the Gardner-Webb running Bulldogs. Still attacking, still looking for more as Moyers tries to find Blacklock. Blacklock unable to control. Ball flies back to Moyers. And he put the ball in right over the head of Husa, but the assistant putting his flag up for the offsides. Ball goes down. So no goal there. It was a lovely shot from Moyer, but I think it was Blacklock who was offside, and he was the one who passed it to him.
Well, even though it was an offsides and a very fortunate one at that for Gardner-Webb, that doesn't really help the confidence seeing a ball find the back of the net again for the 4th time tonight, even though it remains a 3-0 Tech lead.
And it's another long ball for Strickler. Cuts inside, loses it. Good tackle there. Oscar Vang on the ball, loses it to Blumler. Blumler goes back into the middle. Now it's Clark Smith on the ball on the left side, finds Kasak. Blacklock checking in. Finds Mejia. Mejia to Ingensson. Good pressure there from Pedro Benitez, still not giving up. Gardner-Webb still pressuring. Still trying to find the ball. As Gardner-Webb gets back on the ball. Good play there from Pereira as he steals it. Brought down by Pedro Benitez. Good play by both number 9s there. Pereira doing a good job depossessing the player there, and Pedro Benitez trying to get the ball from him. Fouls him there, so it'll be a free kick for Virginia Tech as the ball goes out wide for Kasak. Brings it down with a great first touch. Plays it back for Clark Smith. And on the touchline, no activity for Gardner-Webb. All players on the bench, no one warming up. It'll be interesting to see what kind of changes they make as the ball remains there at Gardner-Webb's feet. Gardner-Webb attacking now. Oscar Vang takes the ball down to the left side. He's pressured there by Mejia. Ball goes back to Lilimos. Crosses it in. And the ball is cleared out by Clark Smith.
And just as I was mentioning that Gardner-Webb was starting to get more comfortable after being frantic, another goal finds the back of the net for the Hokies in orange and maroon. And all of a sudden, Gardner-Webb is frantic again, trying to get the ball off, running with the ball, and just playing loosely with it. And that's going to cause a lot of turnovers until Gardner-Webb's able to get comfortable again.
Yeah, and just like that, with no pressure, Samuel Catherall for Gardner-Webb just can't find his teammate there who's a couple yards away from him. And for Gardner-Webb, it must be hard in this situation as they go down 3-0 here just in the first half alone. And in addition, they haven't been able to get their play together. They haven't been able to get many shots on goal. Haven't been able to hold possession for a long time.
Well,
they seem to be struggling here.
Something that might help Gardner-Webb. The Virginia Tech main man in Christo Strickler, who has the hat trick tonight, has been substituted out in exchange for Mark Hopper. Additionally, Jacob Blumler coming out for Chris Little for Virginia Tech. So Strickler out of the game might be a cause to get some confidence back for the Runnin' Bulldogs.
And Mike Bresendine just opting to put some other folks in since he sees that, well, he has a 3-0 lead here and his team is still playing well. He has the opportunity to play some other people in, give his starters a breather, and give some other players some good minutes on the pitch. Virginia Tech once again on the ball. Clark Smith out on the left side. Tries to find Kasak, and it's a lovely ball. Kasak cutting in, has the space, takes the shot. Good save there by Kusa. Sends it out for the corner kick.
Yeah, just getting enough of it to deflect it over the goal line and forcing the corner. And a big difference for Husa. In the first 27 minutes, he allowed the 3 goals by Christo Strickler. Now being able to get his hands on the ball, able to deflect it away, and able to get his Runnin' Bulldogs team back in this.
Corner kick for Virginia Tech. Ball's played into the middle. Cleared out there by Simon Olsen. And the ball will go out for a Hokie throw-in. Moyers goes out wide for Chris Little. Little finds Blacklock, who tried to go back to Moyers. Moyers unable to get there, and now will be a goal kick for the Running Bulldogs as they make a substitution right here. And it looks like it's Simon Olsen coming out as Benji Omungu comes in for the Running Bulldogs. Running Bulldogs play it up high, trying to find Pedro Benitez. Mejia gets it. Benitez with a good steal there. Wins it back. Lovely move there. Mejia and Benitez battling. Mejia gets the ball once again.
And that draws a cheer from this Virginia Tech home crowd. It was really a one-on-one battle there of who can get the ball.
Yeah, Benitez getting the upper hand at first, stealing it from Mejia. But Mejia not giving up and wins the ball back from Benitez. Benitez, who's been really active tonight for Gardner-Webb, pressuring up top, still hasn't given up, still running hard, trying to win those balls, and still has the fight in him. And Gardner-Webb will still need that if they want to come back in this game. We've seen it before in plenty of games where teams can come back from big deficits. Once again, 10 minutes left in this first half. Virginia Tech still on the ball with Pereira. Finds Moyer, who goes back to Mejia. Finds Pereira again. Goes out wide for Clark Smith. Finds Kasak. Sends it back to Clark Smith. Clark Smith looking for the switch. Across the field to Mejia. Lays it off for Haugley. Little on the ball. Sievert Haugley once again on it. Goes to Moyer. Moyer looking for the through ball to Chris Little. Unable to get the pass off. Pereira on the ball. Pereira still on and goes out wide to Little again. Little returns it to Pereira. Two defenders on and Pereira in the corner. Goes back to Little. Little crossing it in. Looking for Moyer. Moyer gets a head to it. Blacklock gets another head to it, but cleared out there by the running Bulldogs. Falls to Virginia Tech. And he draws the foul as Delgado. Shoving Blacklock Little there. Now in a dangerous free kick position for Virginia Tech. A couple yards outside the 18-yard box.
Yeah, and a dead-on shot, too, right in front of Daniel Husa. And it would be a big opportunity for Virginia Tech to almost effectively put this one away with a fourth goal. And a wall of Hokies and running Bulldogs forms in between the free kick and Husa.
John Higginson steps up, sends it right to the hands of Husa.
And that was a good save attempt by Husa as well. Able to guess where he was going and react quick enough to get over to the right side of the goalpost in time to be able to stop the fourth Hokie goal from going in.
Long ball there from Gardner-Webb. Headed back down from Mejia to the feet of Sweneveld. Matthias Sweneveld, the Virginia Tech goalkeepers from the Netherlands. Not much action for him this half, other than the shot from Salgado that seemed to catch him out of position, but nothing came from it.
No, just one shot on goal for the running Bulldogs, keeping Sweneveld's job relatively easy. 4 shots for the running Bulldogs, only the one being on target.
Virginia Tech still on the ball, playing possession, passing it out wide, finds Little. Little trying to find Moyer. Deflected out there by Vang. Virginia Tech throw in. Little drops it back to Mejia, who switches it to Clark Smith. In the middle for Haugley. Haugley goes back to the other side to Mejia. Mejia to Little. Little trying to take on Oscar Vang. Oscar Vang comes in sliding, sends it out for the throw-in.
And Gardner-Webb being a lot more aggressive on defense, whereas we saw them earlier being aggressive when they got in their attacking third, had to change up the game plan a little bit and get aggressive, taking the ball back, using a lot of slide tackles this time on defense to stop the Virginia Tech lead from getting too out of hand.
And now it looks like it'll be a yellow card for Oscar Vang, who tried to take the ball away from the feet of Virginia Tech's not Christo Strickler, but number 17. So now it'll be another free kick on the right side near the touchline. Men going forward. Kasak will deliver the ball in. Kasak crosses it in, tries to find Higginson. Unable to get to the header, cleared out there by Gardiner-Webb. Now it's Delgado on the ball for Gardiner-Webb. Good passing play there. Gardner-Webb attacking, still on the counterattack. And the ball's taken away by Kasak. Blacklock now on the ball for the Hokies. Goes out to Moyer. Moyer finds Little.
A minute ago, we saw that running Bulldogs yellow card on Oscar Vang. That's his third yellow card of the season, and he's really got to be careful because in the NCAA, 5 yellow cards is a 1-game suspension. So we're almost at the midway point of the season, and Vang already at 3 yellow cards.
Yeah, he'll have to be smarter with his challenges from now on if he doesn't want to receive that suspension. Six shots on target for Virginia Tech so far, only 1 for Gardner-Webb. It's been all Hokies this first half.
And you can make a case that it is official. Excuse me, it should be 4-0, but that Virginia Tech offsides drew it back. So for Gardner-Webb, being a lot more aggressive recently on defense has seemed to work as it stopped the ball from going in the net since they've switched to that strategy.
Mejia goes out wide to Clark Smith once again. Clark Smith with plenty of time and space takes it forward. Finds Kasak, who loses it. Gardner-Webb on the ball. Who give it away. Now it's Mark Hoppler for Virginia Tech. Goes inside for Moyer. Moyer finds Pereira. Pereira on top of the 18. Goes out wide for Little. Little crosses it in. And it looks like Hoppler gets the header, but it's deflected there by Gardner-Webb.
Just a great defensive stop by Gardner-Webb. It was a header right in front. And I can tell you, at least half of this crowd thought that one was going in. Just a great defensive stop.
And Virginia Tech still attacking. Moyer on the ball, but he'll play it back to Clark Smith, who goes across the field to Mejia. Mejia goes out wide and finds Chris Little. Little inside for Pereira. Pereira goes back to Mejia. Mejia to Higginson. Virginia Tech doing a great job so far from the crosses, going out wide, finding their wide players in both Bloomler, Kasak, and Little, and crossing it in. Without Christo Strickler in, they haven't found much success, but they're still doing a good job trying to find Blacklock and Hoppler up top as Gardner-Webb make 2 substitutions.
And with just 3 minutes, 30 seconds to play here in the first half, some substitutions make sense. Now in the first half, if you're subbed out, you cannot come back in the game in the first half. In the second half, the rules change a little bit. You can come out and come back in once, but that is it. Once you come out a second time in the second half, your night is over.
And of course, for our football fans at home, you know, most of the time you see a player come out, you see him, you'll know that he's not coming back in. But of course, NCAA rules a little different here. So that was a great explanation, Tyler. As the ball gets cleared out, Mejia tries to head it out, but the ball falls down to Oscar Vang. He'll go out wide, and the ball will return back to him, trying to find a header in. Gardner-Webb still on the ball. Ball goes out wide to Dominguez. Dominguez pressured there by 3 Hokies. He'll send it back. And Gardner-Webb go to Simon Olsen. He'll play it to Delgado. Delgado going to Catherall. Ball goes back to Delgado. And the ball stolen by Virginia Tech. Moyer with the interception. He's brought down. And he's still down. Looks like he might be hurt, not moving. Didn't seem like the strongest of challenges, but something's hurting Moyer as he's still on the ground.
Yeah, we saw Virginia Tech's Mark Hoppler begging with the head referee and Lucas Feathers to be able to get the yellow card. but it was to no avail, and it looks like
he's back on his feet, shaking it off.
he'll be okay for Virginia Tech. Brendan Moyers back up and running.
Something was bugging him there, but seems like he'll be all better now as Virginia Tech play the ball. Pereira finds Haugli. Haugli tries to find Hopper, unable to get the first touch, and now it's Dominguez for Gardner-Webb on the ball. Goes back to Olsen. Olsen finding Johansson, who almost loses it. Ball goes back to Husa, who'll scoop it up. And he puts it back down looking for his options. He'll play it out wide to Olsen. Olsen going in to Benji Omongu. The ball goes back to Husa, who's outside of his box, but clears it out. Clark Smith gets the header for Virginia Tech. Ball falls back to Gardner-Webb, and it's Delgado on the ball. Goes out wide to Catherall. Inside for Johansson. Out wide for Olsen, who switches the field, trying to find Oscar Vang. Oscar Vang brings it down. Great pass there. Mejia defending Gardner-Webb right there. Wins the ball back. Good defense by him. Looking to clear it out, but it's stolen back by Gardner-Webb. Looks like the cross will go in. Oscar Vang on the ball. Sends it back to Johansson. Johansson tries to find Vang. Vang unable to bring it down, and the ball will go out for the goal kick with 3 seconds remaining here in the first half. And there goes the buzzer. Virginia Tech with a 3-0 lead here in Thompson Field. A hat trick, a first half hat trick from Christo Strickler. And Virginia Tech have a 3-0 lead against a Gardner-Webb team that is looking down in the dumps.
Yeah, and it looks like that 3.5-hour drive, of course, 3.5-hour bus ride separates Gardner-Webb and Virginia Tech. It did not do them any favors as they've looked a bit stiff, not able to get a lot of shots on goal, and allowing Christo Strickler, who you knew coming into this game was going to be a offensive powerhouse for Virginia Tech, and allowing him to score 3 on you within the first 27 minutes. It is not the look Gardner-Webb wanted. And in the second half, what I'm going to be looking to improve on if I'm the running Bulldogs is being able to be more aggressive defensively. They tried that strategy from around the 35th minute, and it worked for them the final 10 minutes of the half. So I would keep trying that strategy until it's proven not to work, because it's worked so far. Now, offensively, they've had a couple of shots on goal, but just being there for each other, having passes they're able to, having teammates they're able to pass to and set up shots on goal instead of relying on themselves and having to take the shot themselves.
Gardner-Webb will be looking to fight back from this 3-goal deficit as we get ready to return for the second half. And we're back here in Thompson Field for 3304 Sports. I'm Rodrigo Aviles, joined here by my partner, Tyler Katz, as we're getting ready for the second half between the matchup between the Virginia Tech Hokies and the Gardner-Webb Running Bulldogs. Getting ready for the second half. Virginia Tech with a 3-0 lead thanks to the great hat trick in 27 minutes from Christo Strickler.
Yeah, Christo Strickler, just a dominant force against the Running Bulldogs early. The last time the Hokies even had a hat trick was here at Thompson Field 3 years ago on October 4th of 2016, as the then number 18 ranked Virginia Tech Hokies defeated the VMI Keydets in a final score of 7-1. And it was almost a copy-paste. 27 minutes in for Marcelo Acuna, goals 6, 7, and 8. So it's almost like history's repeating itself. A first half hat trick in 27 minutes for goals 6, 7, and 8. A bunch of weird coincidences, but nothing's a coincidence.
Well, yeah, as you said, some coincidences there, and it is getting to spooky season, Halloween just right here at the end of the month. So spooky time here as we're getting ready for the second half. This time Virginia Tech with the kickoff. And there goes the whistle. Virginia Tech playing with the ball. Moyer on it.
And almost 3 years to the day since that hat trick by Marcelo Acuna between the Hokies and Keydets. So, spooky season, some spooky coincidences.
Virginia Tech on the ball. Strickler back in, trying to find Blumler. Ball taken away by Gardiner-Webb as the ball goes back to Kusa, the Norwegian who clears it out for the Virginia Tech throw-in. Virginia Tech once again on the ball with Pereira. And of course, Halloween on October 31st, on October 30th, the birthday of one of football's greatest icons, Diego Maradona, the Argentinian, celebrating his birthday on the 30th as the cross goes in. Cleared out there by Gardiner-Webb, looking to counterattack with Dominguez. Gardiner-Webb still on the ball. Passing it back to Husa, who gets pressured by Strickler. Gardiner-Webb in a bit of a pickle there, but able to clear it out with Delgado. And tonight on HBO, the premiere of the Diego Maradona documentary. That'll be an interesting watch, of course, him being one of the most polarizing figures in all of soccer, the 1986 World Cup winner.
A big day a big month in soccer for sure, as we begin the month with a 3-0 Virginia Tech lead here in Blacksburg, Virginia.
Gardiner-Webb once again on the ball. Cleared out there by Mejia. Pereira on the ball. Passes it back to Mejia, who will go to Swanerveld, who clears it out. Trying to find his teammate, but unable to get there. Ball falls to the feet of Gardiner-Webb. Delgado on the ball. And of course today, UEFA Champions League play. Some big games. Bayern Munich thrashing the Tottenham Hotspur 7-2, including 2 goals by Robert Lewandowski and Serge Gnabry, the former Arsenal player, getting 4 goals. So he'll be happy to put that many behind his former team's rivals. As Gardiner-Webb once again have possession, cross into the Hokies' half. Will go back. Trying to find Salgado. Salgado cuts in, cleared it there by Mejia, falls to the feet of Vang, who tries to find Salgado again. Cleared out there by Mejia. Blumler on the ball for Virginia Tech on the sideline. Clears it out to Pereira. Pereira advancing. Long ball to Strickler. Strickler on the 2-on-1 with Delgado. Delgado there with a good tackle. Strickler still on the ball. Finds Hoppler. Ooh, and there's a foul there by Delgado. Hoppler trying to get past him. Brought down by Delgado right near the edge of the 18. On the right side, it will be another free kick. In a dangerous position for Virginia Tech.
Virginia Tech looking for another yellow card, but not getting the call, but definitely have to be fortunate getting a free kick. More so on the corner side of the goal, but it should be a relatively good angle, a good opportunity to net a 4th goal for the Hokies.
Kasak will be looking to cross it in. Ignason, Strickler, Haugli all in the box, and it's a goal! Oh, no, it's not. That is my bad. Ball hit the side of the net. Looked like it went through, but good try there from Kasak.
Wouldn't be the first time we got fooled by a ball going behind the net. Happened a couple times this season.
Kasak doing a good job making it look like a goal, but it wasn't, as the ball gets played to Husa, who clears it out. Ball going out for the Virginia Tech throw-in. Mejia throwing it back, finding Swanerveld. Finds Ingenson, who boots it upfield, trying to find Hoppler, and the ball will go out. He was in a offsides position anyways. So throw in for Gardner-Webb. Dominguez trying to find Salgado. Salgado on the ball. Still on the ball looking for the shot, but Mejia comes in and the ball's stolen by Clark Smith, who goes out wide trying to find Hopler again. Battling, wins it. Passes it back. Finds Blacklock. Blacklock out wide to Pereira. Pereira going out wide to Blumler. Blumler taking it out wide. Taking it out to the touchline. Near the corner flag, cuts it back in. Passes it back to Pereira. Pereira finds Blacklock. And the ball goes to Blumler, who was offside, so an indirect free kick for Gardner-Webb.
And we mentioned before we went to our halftime break, Gardner-Webb needs to be more aggressive defensively while also maintaining being able to get shots on goal, and that's one thing they really struggled with in the first half. So if they're able to get shots on goal, put a lot more pressure on Swandeveld for Virginia Tech, they could find themselves right back in this game.
The ball in Sweneveld's hands, and he'll throw it out to Mejia. Now on the right side, attacking from right to left. Sweneveld on the ball again, goes out wide, this time to Clark Smith on the left side. Smith playing it back to Ignason, and it's not a good ball. Goes out for a corner kick. Sloppy play there from Virginia Tech. They can't get too complacent now, even though they do have the 3-0 lead. Oscar Van going to take the corner for Gardner-Webb. Ball whipped in, right to the hands of Sweneveld, who brings it down.
Even though it was saved by Swandeveld, Gardner-Webb's doing a better job in the first 7 minutes of the second half. That's a shot on goal for them. They only had one of those in all of the first half, so being able to put a little bit more pressure on Swandeveld, actually make him work, is going to benefit Gardner-Webb in the long run, especially if they could find the back of the net soon.
About 7 minutes in. And if Gardner-Webb does want to get into this game, now would be a good time to get a goal, and they want an early goal to put some pressure on the Hokies. As Blacklock enters the box, cuts in, cuts out. Still on the ball, looking for the shot, cuts back in again one more time, and he loses it, but he goes to Hopler. There's a goal! Number 4 for the Virginia Tech Hokies.
And that was just cruel. They were playing around with the running Bulldogs, eventually being able to center the ball, and it was right there.
It was Nick Blacklock. He cut in, cut out, cut in, cut out, turning these Gardner-Webb defenders inside out, took the shot. Great first effort there from Husa, but the ball falls right to the feet of Hopler for the easy tap-in to make it 4-0. And now this game starting to look a little bit out of reach for the running Bulldogs.
And it's definitely got to be tough, a tough pill to swallow for Gardner-Webb. They came into this one on a 5-game winning streak, or should I say non-losing streak, as game 3 of that streak was a draw. So it looks like things might be coming to an end. And like I've mentioned before, after a couple of Virginia Tech goals, Gardner-Webb looking a little bit frantic. They're passing the ball a lot more rapidly, and that often leads to a lot of mistakes. The first 5 minutes after a goal is scored is the most often when another goal is scored. So definitely have to have a little bit more caution if you're the running Bulldogs.
Now 7 shots on target for Virginia Tech. 4 goals in the game for them. And Gardner-Webb still looking to play, still looking to salvage this game a bit. And Virginia Tech looking pretty strong ahead of their ACC matchup on Saturday against one of the best teams in the nation, ranked number 6, Clemson.
And for Virginia Tech, they've struggled against conference opponents so far this season. So to have a confidence booster. And so far, if the result holds, a 4-0 win over Gardiner-Webb would be huge going into Death Valley in Clemson, South Carolina. So definitely coming in with that confidence.
Bloomler whips it in. Cleared out there by Dominguez.
That confidence would be huge for that next in-conference matchup.
And Hopler wins the ball back for Virginia Tech near the 18-yard line. Takes the shot right over the crossbar. But there was a deflection, so it'll be a corner kick for the Virginia Tech Hokies. That's the 10th shot of the game for Virginia Tech compared to only 4 for Gardiner-Webb. So clearly outpossessing them, outshooting them, and the score shows that. And of course, Gardiner-Webb in their next matchup, they'll be returning here to the New River Valley to face one of their conference rivals, Radford. Also on Saturday as the ball is crossed in. Unable to find anyone, so now it's Delgado for Gardiner-Webb. Trying to get past Haugley, unable to. Ball finds Hopper, who cuts out on top of the 18-yard line, sends it in, trying to find Strickler. Strickler unable to get to the touch to it. And the ball finds to Pereira! And the ball goes right outside the goal. That looked like it was going to the top bins. But it'll be a goal kick for Gardiner-Webb as a substitution will be made.
Virginia Tech looking bloodthirsty after they scored that one. They've been a lot more aggressive, putting that foot back down on the gas pedal even though they have a 4-goal lead. We've seen a lot more shots and a lot more aggressiveness following the goal by Hopler.
And Nico, another substitution made as Nicole Clark-Smith from Toronto, Canada will go out. Virginia Tech still on the ball. Plays the bat, finds Herrera, and it's Nathan Durst out of Loudoun, Virginia, who will come in to replace Clark-Smith. Pereira still on the ball, taking it back all the way, sends it all the way back to Sweneveld. Sweneveld with the big boot. It's Alexander Wang applying the pressure, hits off his back, goes out for the goal kick. Sweneveld will have to be careful not to get himself into trouble there, as Oscar Vang was applying good pressure, able to get to block Sweneveld's clearance. About 12 minutes in, and Virginia Tech with a 4-0 lead against Gardiner-Webb. A hat trick in the first half from Christo Strickler, and a goal here in the beginning of the second half from Mark Hopler allowed them to have this lead as Virginia Tech play it fast, trying to find Strickler in the 18-yard box. Ball finds Blacklock's feet, who sends it back to Nathan Durst. Durst finds Strickler. Strickler with a lovely move there. He's entering the 18-yard box. Finds Hopper. Hopper trying to send it back. Ball goes to Haugley, who shoots it. Unable to get past their defenders there. Pereira sends it out wide to Blacklock. Blacklock, couple step overs, enters the 18-yard box. Gets the Meg. Trying to beat those defenders. Unable to.
And he just got outworked on a 2-on-1 as 2 running Bulldogs were just too much for him to keep the ball or pass it to another Hokie.
And now it's Gardiner-Webb on the counterattack. Oscar Vang loses it. And now it's Virginia Tech going the other way. Haugley on the ball. Goes out wide to Pereira. Pereira makes a cut in. Unable to get past the running Bulldog there. Plays it back to Olsen. Olsen misplaces it. Passes it to Haugley. Hopler on the ball. Hopler crosses in. Unable to find Haugley again. Now Gardiner-Webb on the ball with Oscar Vang. Big boot there. Trying to find Jorge Salgado, but it was cleared out by Iggenson, so goes out for the Gardiner-Webb throw. Gardiner-Webb still on the ball with Owen Sandoval. And Christo Strickler gets the through ball. He's entering the 18-yard box, has a great shot right there. Ooh, and it hits the side of the goal.
And another optical illusion where it hits the far side of the goal netting to where if you weren't paying attention too much, it looks like it would have gone in the net, but
yeah, Kasak's free kick got me the first time, but this time, clearly the ball hits the side of the net. And Strickler wanted the corner kick, but referee and the assistant saying that it's a goal kick for Gardiner-Webb.
and if Strickler were to get goal number 4, it would be the first time in the decade that Virginia Tech has had a player score 4 goals in a game.
He still has 30 minutes left to accomplish that. It'd be a good feat to see him do it. As Delgado's on the ball for Gardiner-Webb, finds Olsen, and now Gardiner-Webb looking to go forward. Olsen trying to find Salgado on the other side. Salgado heads it down, but falls to the Hokie defenders. And now it's Blumler. Finds Blacklock. Blacklock finding Pereira. Pereira pressured by Salgado. Great ball over the top to Strickler. Strickler one-on-one with the keeper. He's going to find the shot. Oh, what a great save. But it falls back to his feet again by Husa. Strickler was one-on-one with Husa. Husa with a lovely block there. Blumler still on the ball, crossing it in, trying to find Kasak. Kasak unable to get a head on it. Ball falls down to Pereira. Pereira doing a couple step overs, goes inside, looking for the shot. Will he have it? Deflected there, and it goes out for the corner.
And Strickler now 5 shots on goal against Daniel Husa. Husa allowing the first 3 to go in. Strickler's been beat on the last 2. And a bit of a learning curve for Daniel Husa. He's been able to figure out Christo Strickler and how to stop the goals from going in. And we saw that really put an exclamation point on it with a one-on-one against Christo Strickler, who put 3 goals against you in the first 27 minutes of the game, and just showing his growth as a player in just right now 61 minutes of play.
As you said, Strickler on the one-on-one situation this time, unable to best Husa, who came out his box, got the shot off. And so that 4th goal is still eluding Strickler, although he's had some good chances so far. As Virginia Tech get ready to take the corner substitution for Gardiner-Webb. Kasak whips it in, trying to find Haugley. Cleared out by Gardiner-Webb. Mejia on the ball. Pressure there by Oscar Vang, and it goes out for a Hokie throw-in on the left touchline near the attacking third. Kasak crossing the field to take the throw. Hoppler, Strickler waiting in the box. Kasak plays it to Strickler. Strickler returns it to Kasak. Kasak goes back to Mejia. Under pressure by Salgado. Mejia still on it to Strickler. Strickler finds Kasak near the goal line. He's running, enters the 18-yard box with a lovely chip, trying to find... Oh, and unable to get a header there. And an awkward landing for Virginia Tech. Looks like it was Blumler who went up for the header. Sends it over the crossbar, and now lands awkwardly and is visibly hurt.
And we saw on the big video board, as they were flipping Blumler over, it almost looked as if he was out for a second. He's getting to his feet now, but it definitely didn't look like a flop or a minor injury. That one looked bad for Jacob Blumler. And a round of applause as he's being helped off the field.
Yeah, Blumler back on his feet now, was grabbing at his lower back there. As you said, the replay showing that took a nasty fall there, went up for the header. Seems like he got bumped a little bit and fell down right on his back. He'll be taken off, and now a substitution being made.
It will be Chris Little checking in for the injured Blumler.
Chris Little, who subbed in for Blumler in the first half, coming in once again. So it was a goal kick for Gardiner-Webb as Husa clears it up the field. Gardner-Webb still on the ball with Oscar Vang. Owen Saldivar on the ball. Saldivar playing it back. Ball returned back to Saldivar as he dribbles forward, but cleared out there by Little. Booted up the field to Samuel Catherall, who plays it back to Husa. Husa to Delgado. Delgado going out wide, finding Simon Olsen from Oslo, Norway. Ball now at Eden Hernandez's feet. Ball out wide for Dominguez, who plays it back to Olsen. In the middle. Ball going out wide. Gardner-Webb this time. Good amount of possession right now. Passing it. Getting some touches in. Delgado back on the ball. In Gardner-Webb's own half. Goes out wide to Olsen. Olsen trying to find the big ball to Salgado. Jorge Salgado on the ball. Trying to find Dominguez. Dominguez loses it. And Virginia Tech booted up the field, but Gardner-Webb able to get the ball back once again. As Peter Johansson is on the ball, he'll go out wide to Saldivar. Back to Johansson. Pressured there by Pereira. Johansson draws the foul from Pereira, so it'll be a free kick. They play it quick to Eden Hernandez with doesn't get a good touch on it, but runs back, gets it back. Now it's Haugley pressuring Hernandez. Lovely chip there from Delgado to go over the head of Strickler, finding his teammate. Now it's Saldivar. Out wide looking for a cross. Crosses it in. Cleared out there by Engenson. Corner kick. Gardner-Webb.
And he had a good chance there. He was looking for number 23, Jorge Salgado. Just a good defensive awareness by Virginia Tech, able to get in front of that ball and knock it away. That leads to the Gardner-Webb corner kick.
And some substitutions for Gardner-Webb. Simon Olsen coming off. Cole Sanfilippo coming in for Gardner-Webb. Cross goes in from the corner, but cleared out by Blacklock. Ball falls to the feet of Eden Hernandez. Ball whipped in again, but it's cleared out by Engenson. Ball falls down to Hoppler, who sends it back to Eden Hernandez again. This time playing it back.
Now with a 4-goal deficit with 25 minutes to go, Gardner-Webb getting a lot more aggressive offensively.
As the ball goes out for a Virginia Tech goal kick. We were talking about before halftime how Gardner-Webb was going to approach the second half. Of course, they were down 3-0 at the time. And no big changes since then. Most of the players, same players in. And unable to get any momentum going, really.
Well, we talked about how they improved a little on defense, being a little more aggressive defensively, but needing to find shots offensively. Now taking that aggressive style on defense and shifting it to offense might benefit them with the 24 minutes to play.
And Virginia Tech once again passing the ball this time. Mejia finding Kasak out on the wing. Kasak with plenty of time. Couple step overs, dribbles it forward. Trying to find Hoppler. Intercepted there. Gardner-Webb tries to clear it out, but it falls back to Virginia Tech, and now the ball is at Nathan Durst's feet. He'll go out wide to Little. Little in the middle for Strickler. Strickler once again on the ball. Dribbles inside. Big switch across the field to Kasak, who brings it down. Ball goes back to Higginson. Higginson out to Mejia. Ball played forward, trying to find Kasak, but it's Dominguez who gets there first. And the ball goes out for goal kick. And some more substitutions for Gardner-Webb. Looks like Jorge Salgado's coming out, while Pedro Benito's coming in. as well as Dominguez is coming out. And it looks like Jonas Olseker, another Norwegian in this team, coming in for Gardiner-Webb.
And Christo Strickler coming out of the game again, this time in favor of Cameron Lennon.
We'll see. And so unfortunately, looks like Strickler won't be able to get his historic 4th goal, but I bet he'll be happy with that hat trick.
Well, as I mentioned in the first half, 1 second, we'll get a whistle.
Yeah, there's
play
a
on.
foul there for Gardiner-Webb as they play quick from the free kick. Saldivar on the ball. Goes back to Catherall. Switch the field, trying to find Olseker. Olseker with a great first touch, but good clearance there from Kasak, so it goes out for the corner kick.
So as I mentioned in the first half, the second half substitution rules could allow Christo Strickler to see some action again. In the second half in the NCAA, if you're taken out, you can come back in once, but once you're taken out a second time, your night is over. So we could see Strickler again. We'll just have to wait and see.
Cross in there, cleared out by Eggenson. Eden Hernandez heads it back in, trying to find Pedro Benitez. He's unable to make the touch, so the ball falls to the hands of Swaneveld. It was a good look there, trying to find one of Gardner-Webb's top strikers, Pedro Benito. A lot of international players on this Gardner-Webb team. We have players from Germany, from Norway, from Spain, from Brazil. So a lot of international talent.
A well-represented team.
Ball to the feet of Delgado. It's pressured by Hoppler. Delgado still on the ball. Goes out wide to Saldivar. Intercepted there by the Hokies. Now it's Virginia Tech going the other way. Hoppler on the ball. Pressure there, trying to find one of his teammates. Ball's stolen. And now it's Olseker on the ball. Jonas Olseker plays it back. Delgado. Delgado finds Catherall, who finds Saldivar. 20 minutes left to play in this game as Eden Hernandez is called for offsides. Virginia Tech once again with a 4-0 lead, 4-0 lead. 17 shots for the Hokies, 8 on target, compared to only 4 for Gardner-Webb and only 1 shot on target.
Yeah, it's been an easy night for Virginia Tech's Matthias Swandeveld. Only 1 save credited to him, but that was mainly because of the Virginia Tech defense just smothering the Gardner-Webb offense, as well as Gardner-Webb not really helping each other, not being there for each other to get and receive passes.
Yeah, the striker partnership up top not producing much. Pedro Benito and Jorge Salgado both seem too isolated from the rest of their team, unable to create much. And as you said, this Virginia Tech defense on fire with Will Mejia and John Eggenson playing great games, as well as Bloomler and Clark Smith, who was taken out. Clark Smith doing a great job at the left back position. It's Kasak on the ball, trying to switch the field to find Little, but the ball finds the touchline instead, so it'll go out for Gardner-Webb throw-in. More substitutions. And it looks like Hoppler's coming out.
And we will get a goalie substitution, and this is a bit historic for Virginia Tech, as no player on the roster other than Matthias Swandeveld has had any time in goal.
Yeah, Matthias Swandeveld playing his 30th straight game in a row. And now, as you said, a keeper switch, and it looks like it's Matt Zembetti, the freshman out of Mechanicsburg, Pennsylvania. Not getting the start, but he'll have 18 minutes of playing time here for the rest of the game. Another clean sheet for Swandeveld. and he'll go out happy with that. Eden Hernandez on the ball for the running Bulldogs. Haugley clears it out. So a throw in for Gardiner-Webb. Played into Benji Omongu. The ball's played back to Husa. Going out wide for Catherall. Ball stolen there by Blacklock, and now it's Virginia Tech with the attack opportunity now. The Hokies looking for the crossing going, looking for Blacklock. Headed it out. Ball falls to Kasak. Eden Hernandez applies the pressure and a good clearance there. And Zambetti will get his first touches of the game.
Playing out of position, but to supply Virginia Tech's Will Mejia with the ball to produce a little bit more offense. But Virginia Tech right now more concerned with keeping it in the middle third right now rather than attacking.
Yeah, Virginia Tech will be happy to pass the ball around, play the possession game, kill the clock a little bit as they have the 4-0 lead. Nothing much worth risking as the ball's played in but goes right to the hands of Husa. Kasak trying to find his teammate over there, but he was unable to complete the pass. Ball punted up, trying to find Pedro Benito. Falls to Kasak, who clears it up again, and this time goes once again right to the hands of Husa.
And I do have to correct you real quick. It is not Zambetti in the goal. It is actually Hayden Kickbush, the redshirt sophomore from Arlington, in goal for Virginia Tech.
Hayden Kickbush out of Arlington, Virginia, played his high school soccer over at Yorktown. Those 7s and those 1s can look a little bit too similar sometimes. But thank you, Tyler. That was a good catch as Virginia Tech keep on playing. This time it's Blacklock on the ball, trying to find the cross. Whips it in. It's cleared out. Eden Hernandez trying to get to it, but Kasak gets there first. Takes it out wide. Plays it back to Haugley. Haugley looking for the shot. Nothing much there as Husa comes down on it. Gardner-Webb playing it out. Delgado looking for the long ball. But it goes to Kickbush, who plays it out to Mejia. Mejia inside for Haugley. Ball finds Hurst. Misplaced back pass there. Now it's Gardner-Webb again. Eden Hernandez on the ball. Trying to find Omongu. Omongu dribbling it, taking it down, finds Saldivar. Saldivar trying to find Hernandez. Hernandez controls it and is fouled there. Oh, no, it's not. He wanted the foul, but it looks like it'll be a Virginia Tech throw-in.
And I do believe Husa was taken out of the game in favor of number 0, Milel Rios. Rios, the true freshman from San Diego, in at goal now for Gardner-Webb.
So now it's Virginia Tech on the ball. Couple substitutions made again. Andrew Weber enters the field for the Hokies. And the ball goes out. AR pointing one direction, the center was pointing another direction, and it will be a Gardner-Webb throw-in.
And a good sign for Virginia Tech as Jacob Blumler returns to the game after taking quite a nasty fall, almost right on the penalty dot in their attacking third.
Blumler going out after getting a header that was unable to reach target. Seemed to have lower back problems, but as you said, Good sign for the Hokies as he returns to play. Virginia Tech on the ball. Lennon going inside the middle, finds his player out wide once again. Cuts in, the cross goes in. Can't find anybody. Now it's Chris Little on the ball. Plays it back to Weber. Little once again on the touchline. Great pass in there to find Cameron Lennon. Lennon pressured by the Gardiner-Webb defenders. And he'll play it back to Weber. Weber switching the field to Durst. Durst finding Blumler. Returns it to Durst. Goes inside for Lennon. And the ball's stolen there. Gardiner-Webb on the ball. Now it's taken back by the Hokies. Weber with the steal there. He'll pass it back to Durst, who goes to Igginson. Chris Little out wide on the ball. Once again, Virginia Tech happy just having possession of the ball. Playing it back. Emil Coho on the ball for Virginia Tech. Takes the ball forward. Tries to find Little. Pass too long, and so will go out for the Gardiner-Webb goal kick. Another substitution being made. Pedro Benito coming out. And Dorian Samo out of Raleigh, North Carolina, coming in for Gardiner-Webb.
Another true freshman for the Runnin' Bulldogs. And right now, it seems the trend line has been late in this game, down by 4 or up by 4, depending on which side of it you're looking at. A lot of freshmen getting some playing time.
Yeah, and when you see scores like this with the time left, both coaches making changes, trying to give some of the players who might not see minutes so often, trying to get them that playing time now and give their other starters some rest. As we said earlier, both teams with big games coming up, both teams having conference matches this Saturday on October 5th. As Cameron Lennon brings the ball down for Virginia Tech, he'll play it out wide to Chris Little. Little dribbling forward, finds Lennon again. Lennon cuts back inside, feints, goes out wide to Blumler, switching the field there. Blumler taking the space, looks for the shot. Ooh!
Almost crossed the line, and that was just a bit of a mental mistake by Malala Rios as he bobbled the ball, just able to haul it in before it crossed the goal line and was tallied as Tech's 5th of the game. It remains 4-0 Hokies, 10 minutes to play.
As you said, Rios looked like he had his hands to it, bobbled it, but then came down with it again right on the goal line, so able to save the goal there off the Blumler shot. As once again, Virginia Tech is on the ball with Igginson. Plays it into Blacklock. Goes out wide to Mejia. Mejia to Little. Little taking the space. Finds Weber. Weber returns it to Little, and Little will play it back to Mejia. Cross the field to Coho. Coho sends it back to Igginson. Igginson, ooh, with a lovely move there, cuts in and sends Abel Greco sliding the other way as Will Mejia's on the ball. Switches the field to Coho. Coho to Blumler. Blumler taking on Saldivar, using the pace, trying to get the cross in, and the ball hits the side of the net, goes out for the corner. Virginia Tech substitution on the way as Igginson comes off, and it looks like it's Hoppler.
Hoppler, who scored the 4th of Virginia Tech's 4 goals back in the 53rd minute.
Yeah, and Hoppler, who was playing striker when he came in, seems to be taking the center back role off Igginson, who he'll be playing alongside Mejia for the rest of the game. Figure when you have 8 minutes left, you can, with a 4-goal lead, you can play wherever you want, right?
Yeah, you get some time in if you're a multi-position player or you want to show coach that you can play a certain position. Garbage time's the time to do it.
Cross goes in, cleared out there by Gardner-Webb. Coho brings it down. Finds Hoppler. Hoppler sends it out to Durst. Durst finding Blacklock, who sends it back to Durst. Switching the field to Mejia. Mejia bringing it down. And the ball goes back to Hoppler. Back to Durst. Durst looking for Weber. Chip into the middle, but right to the hands of Rios. Gardner-Webb back on the ball. Felipe Velez on the ball. Now it's Delgado for Gardner-Webb. Taking the space, taking the ball forward, trying to find Eden Hernandez, but the ball falls to Saldivar. Booted up the field, trying to find Dorian Samo. Samo on the ball, enters the 18-yard line, cuts it back inside, looks for the cross, trying to find Umanga, but unable to. Chris Little for Virginia Tech boots the ball upfield, finds Weber though. Weber brings it down, finds Blacklock. Blacklock sends it to Lennon, who was in the offsides position, so he lets it roll out.
Gardner-Webb just trying to find the back of the net once. They want to save themselves from being shut out. They were shut out earlier this season in their season opener against the Charlotte 49ers. That was a 3-0 loss on the road.
And of course, Virginia Tech allowing 1 goal a game on average. This time, they'll be looking to keep the clean sheet. Of course, it was Matthias Svandoval, the starting keeper, but there was a keeper substitution made when Hayden Kickbush came into the game. So the ball going out for a Gardner-Webb throw. Saldivar on the ball. Finds Gabriel Kuros. Sending it back. Gardner-Webb on the ball, sending out wide for Felipe Velez, who crosses it in. Cleared out there by Durst. Finds Moyer, who just checked in for the Hokies. Velez on the ball again. And the ball is cleared out by Will Mejia. Eden Hernandez on the ball for Gardner-Webb. Looks for the shot, sends the curler, but the ball goes skying over the crossbar. Goal kick for Virginia Tech.
Just a bit outside on the far side, and 5 minutes to play here from Blacksburg, where it's a beautiful, beautiful night for soccer. To some a bit warm, 88 degrees, partly cloudy, and a slight breeze coming in here through Thompson. And just a great day to get outside and play, whether you're a kid in your backyard or a college athlete at Virginia Tech or the visiting Gardner-Webb Runnin' Bulldogs. Just a beautiful night to get out and play some soccer.
Yeah, it's a great weather to accompany a great game for Virginia Tech as they look to secure the win here with a 4-0 lead. 4 minutes and 30 seconds remaining in the game as Chris Little's on the ball. Takes it in, passes it to Andrew Weber, who goes out wide for Blumler. Blumler for Blacklock, looking for the 1-2. Cut out by Sandoval. Gardner-Webb going the other way. Sandoval finds Gabriel Kuros. And the ball goes out, so Virginia Tech throwing. If you're Virginia Tech, not much to gripe about here on this performance. Good job defensively, limiting the running Bulldogs to only 1 shot on target while getting 4 of your own. It's a pretty impressive performance.
And while it is an impressive performance, you kind of have to start looking ahead to that Clemson game in a few days, where this is a great confidence booster for Virginia Tech, but it wasn't necessarily a skill or a strategy booster. Your defense showed up and your offense showed up, but will it be enough to top the Tigers of Clemson?
And of course, Clemson, one of their ACC rivals. They're playing a game tonight, visiting the College of Charleston, as Gardiner-Webb is once again back on the ball. Ball played in. Out wide for Felipe Velez. Clemson with a 3-0 victory in the 87th minute. Well, 3-0 lead, in the 87th minute over Charleston. So 2 big wins for the ACC rivals who will be playing each other on Saturday. Of course, Virginia Tech without a win in conference play.
They almost had one in their last game here at Thompson Field against Boston College, but a 87th minute strike by the Eagles drew the game to overtime, where neither team could find the back of the net, and both teams left 2 goals apiece.
Free kick for Gardiner-Webb, about 40 yards out. All 10 field players for Gardiner-Webb in the Virginia Tech half. Ball crossed in, cleared out by Mejia. Ball's popped up again. Durst trying to head it out. It's Weber who finds Lennon, who just boots it up the field. Falls to the feet of Felipe Velez. And the ball goes into Saldivar. Saldivar goes out wide. Gabriel Kuros on the ball. Finds Dorian Samo. But the ball was cleared out there by Nathan Durst.
10 shots on goal tonight for Virginia Tech. Just show how aggressive they've been. And not only that, but how accurate they've been with their shots. Because, of course, shots are different than shots on goal. So to be able to have 10 shots on goal and show you're able to beat another collegiate team's defense like that shows the prowess and might of the Virginia Tech offense. But that will really be tested in their upcoming game in South Carolina.
Of course, it's just simple math. The more shots you take, the more likely you will be to score. So Virginia Tech, once again, 19 shots in the game, 10 on target, and 4 goals to show for it. With about 40 seconds remaining in the game, Gardiner-Webb trying to get one more attack. This time it's Felipe Velez going out wide.
The running Bulldogs have to be somewhat thankful that there's only 30 seconds to play, as they've been thoroughly dominated by the Virginia Tech Hokies. 4-0, including 3 off the foot of Christo Strickler.
Christo Strickler with a great performance, getting the hat trick within the first 27 minutes of the game to help cement this victory. That'll be 8 goals on the season for him as the ball falls to the feet of Kickbush, and Kickbush will just let the clock run out. Coaches approaching each other, and there it is. The final whistle, and Virginia Tech get the 4-0 victory here at Thompson Field over the Gardiner-Webb Running Bulldogs.
And a big night for Virginia Tech offense, or more specifically, should I say, a big night for Christo Strickler. Not only a hat trick in the first half, but goals number 6, 7, and 8 to cement his lead as the goal leader on this squad. His 8 goals are now 5 ahead of both John Iggeson and Mark Hoppler, who scored tonight the 4th goal for the Hokies. And a 4-0 victory, nothing new to Virginia Tech. They did it a couple weeks ago when Grand Canyon and the Lopes visited Thompson Field, winning 4-0 in that one.
And of course, the Hokies improving to 6-2-1, while Gardiner-Webb will have a record of 4-4-1. As we said earlier, Gardiner-Webb will be returning here to the New River Valley to face Radford in a big South Conference matchup. They've done pretty well in their conference, at least, so they'll be looking to get a victory against the Highlanders. And as we've been mentioning this throughout the broadcast, Virginia Tech traveling to South Carolina to face Clemson, ranked number 6, who was leading the College of Charleston 3-0. And yep, they get the 3-0 victory. So both teams with impressive wins heading into their Saturday matchup. As we said, Virginia Tech not doing so well in the ACC, but they'll be looking to bounce back and hopefully raise up in the standings.
For Virginia Tech, just real quick, want to run down the summary of today's game. In the 8th minute, Krista Strickler found the back of the net for the first time with the assist by John Eggison to give the Hokies a 1-0 lead. 6 minutes later, in the 14th minute, it was Strickler again, this time from James Kasich, a 2-0 Hokie lead. It was 14 minutes after that, in the 27th minute, where Strickler finished off his hat trick, 8th goal of the season, and that one was unassisted for a 3-0 Virginia Tech lead. After that, a bit physical play from Gardiner-Webb, Oscar Vang with a yellow card in the 39th minute. That led into halftime with a 3-goal lead for Virginia Tech before Mark Hoppler got a goal of his own, his 3rd of the season in the 53rd minute. That came off the assist from Nick Blacklock. So 5 different Hokies getting points in the box score after this game against the Runnin' Bulldogs. And I would just want to make a point on the Runnin' Bulldogs. They have had a great 5-game run, and they came in, played a ranked team, and fought hard. It just wasn't enough for Gardiner-Webb to find the back of the net against Virginia Tech or to stop those 4 goals from coming in. But you mentioned their next game against Radford. It should be a good one against them as they look to resume their dominance. And you can't put your head down if you're Gardiner-Webb. You have to keep going. You have to know that you played a good team and take today's game and learn a few lessons from it.
So Gardner-Webb returning to North Carolina with a sour taste in their mouth. As you said, looking forward to their match against Radford, while Virginia Tech building up some momentum for their ACC conference matchup with Clemson. That will be shaping to be a great game. And once again, for 3304 Sports, I'm Rodrigo Aviles alongside my partner, Tyler Katz. Thank you for tuning in.